Today we're diving into the bare minimum Olympics, where men compete fiercely to do the least possible in dating.
He's a 10, but he's broke. He's a 10, but he has body odor. He's a 10, but he has infection.
Rono.
Welcome back to my channel. My name is Andriana, and this is where we pick apart pop culture, share stories, and try to make sense, if there's any sense to be made, of the world with equal parts humor and heart. So the first one that I want to look at is He's a 10, but this one went super viral for a reason. It's the art of revealing a red flag after rating someone as perfect. So he's a 10, but his mom still makes his doctor's appointments. These one-liners let women call out deal breakers that often get ignored when someone is really attractive, because pretty privilege is very much a thing. It's a great reminder that hotness doesn't actually cancel out immaturity.
He's a 4, but he cares about your interests. Oh, your boo-boo, with your booty butt. You're still a 4. He's a 5, but he has a good sense of direction. Okay, you a 5. The fuck? I got Google Maps, nigga. He's a 10, but he doesn't argue back. You are a 12. Get over here. Let's see. He's a 10, but he asks you to split the bill.
I'm actually really fascinated by this one because some of them I really get, and then some of them I'm like, wait, am I not understanding what we're talking about here? So the first one was he's a 4, but he cares about your interests. Right, so he's just a 4. He's a 5, but he has good sense of direction. How is that? He's a 10, but he doesn't argue back is actually would be a red flag to me, because what do you mean he does? Like, I guess we need to discuss, what does it mean to argue back? He's a 10, but he asks you to split the bill. If I initiated the date, then I should be prepared to pay for the full date, especially if it's like a first date. If he initiated the date, he should be prepared to pay for the whole date because it was his idea. Again, assuming it's early dates. Now, if you've been together for any amount of time, it would be confusing to me why we haven't discussed this and just had something that we agree upon. So
he's a 10, but he has a lot of friends that are girls.
Probably a 6. Immediate 6.
I'd
say a 4.
A 4. Okay.
Okay. Alright, he's a 10 in the face. Doesn't work out.
Negative.
And the
1,000.
face doesn't work out, probably
Negative 1,000.
like a 2.
He's a 4, but he has a boat.
Oh.
A boat?
Oh.
9.
I'd say
8.
Yeah, I'd say an 8.
Okay.
he's a 4, but he has a boat. I'll be honest, this trend is a little weird to me. Rating people like Pokemon cards, I'm just entirely too pansexual for that. My brain, I can't reduce attraction to he's a 4, but he has a boat. Like, what does that even mean? The last one just didn't feel like satire to me. And I guess that's my point. It is funny, but that's as long as we all agree that it's mostly a joke. So I did find one that actually did make me laugh. So let's watch that one.
All right. He's a 9, but he has a tramp stamp.
3. He's a 7, but he breathes way too heavy.
0. I don't tolerate that shit. All right. He's a 2, but he has an above ground pool with a deck built around it.
10.
He's a 7, but he can't name one Winona Judd song.
1. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Listen, if he doesn't know a single Winona Judd song, that is a red flag, even to me. I texted my husband and asked, can you name a Winona Judd song? And he did. So you've for sure heard of this next trend. This is the man versus the bear. It's unhinged, but it's deeply relatable. It started when someone asked women, would you rather be alone in the woods with a random man or with a random bear? And most, like the majority chose the bear. That sounds absurd at first, I guess, if you're a man, or I can't even think of why it would sound absurd at first, actually. So maybe not, but it hits hard, is my point. The bear does not have an ulterior motive. The bear doesn't lie or gaslight. The bear is dangerous, sure, but at least it's honest
that
about
women,
it.
when we have to walk at night, we can't wear headphones, we can't listen to a podcast, we have to have our keys in between our fingers, we have to have our hand on some sort of mace, we're looking behind ourselves constantly, we can't walk near a bush, we can't walk near a tree. When we get home, we have to be so careful as we open the front door in case someone attacks us then. And then when we go inside our house, we have to not turn our lights on. Like, if you think about the stress that women are under, and they're like, why are women's hormones out of control? Do you think it could be the cortisol from trying to stay high?
Ooh, I remember, maybe this was another trend or something, but it was like if all of the men in the whole world disappeared for like one day, like 24 hours, and like they're fine. They're totally fine. They're gonna love wherever it is they're at. They're not suffering. We're not punishing them, but they're all gone. Every male, just for 24 hours. Like, what would you do? And like a lot of women's answers were go for a walk at night. And that is a crazy concept, the idea that you could just go for a walk at night, because you do have to think about all these things. I used to work overnights, and I remember like getting talked to by like my godmother before, I had go to work, because I want to stop at Walmart or something. And it's like, well, stopping at Walmart or stopping in these different parking lots at 11 o'clock at night, make sure you park near a light as close to the door as possible. You don't want to have a ponytail, because then they're more likely to try to grab you. They're less likely to go after you if you have your hair down. Like, there's all these things. Yeah, you hold your keys a certain way just in case, and be ready to just scream and make like a lunatic of a fuss. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's just all these things, and it's so, yeah. A bear is a little bit more predictable.
You had to leave Maryland in the woods with a man or a bear. What would you choose?
A man or a bear?
A man or a bear. A strange man you don't know. Or a bear.
It's a hard question.
What would you choose?
Well, they both have the ability to kill her, which we don't want. The bear only has the ability to kill her or leave her alone. The man has 1,000 possibilities, so honestly, probably a bear.
So we know that the women choose the bear, but there's also like this trend where moms were asking fathers of their daughters. The energy is like just as different than a lot of the rage that we saw when it was just about the dateable female population. Quick pause and a deep breath before we keep going. If you're enjoying this kind of thoughtful and sometimes overthinky but always honest conversation, you might also like my newsletter. It's called You Needed This, and it's my little corner of the internet where we practice slowing down, reflecting, and finding some calm in the chaos. Less memes and more meaning. So if you want to go a little deeper than just the fun and snark and actually think about how you want to live and show up in the world, it might be your type of thing. The link is below if you want to check it out. Next up, we have the trend that honestly got me going down this rabbit hole, and that is the Man of the Year. So imagine giving someone an award for the worst boyfriend behavior possible, and that's basically it. It's this glorious, sarcastic way that Gen Z women are highlighting just how embarrassing some of these men's efforts or lack thereof really are. You see a girl post something like, Man of the Year for ghosting me after I picked him up from the airport, or Man of the Year for remembering my birthday 3 weeks late. It's funny, but it's also brutally honest about what too many people are settling for. It's not about roasting all men, but the ones who are out here asking for gold stars for doing the absolute minimum. Now, some of them are funny, but this one does go dark very quickly. At first it was these more shallow types of things, but then very quickly it does become something a bit darker. I could sing it for you. I'll sing it for you and I'll interject it every time. Here we go. Let's hear it for the Man of the Year. There you go. Let's hear it for the man of the year.
Okay. Yeah, good for you.
Are you done?
No, I'm not, because you made this a point.
Never did. All I
You
was ask
did.
you to clean
No,
your piss.
you did.
Okay, so let's make my point very fucking clear. I want you to clean your piss off of the floor in the corner by the dresser, which you just did, all in your slippers, all over your sweats.
All over my sweats.
Yes.
I'm degenerate. I'm nasty. You're big geek. Whatever the fuck.
When she said, clean your piss? Honey, why do we have this problem? In the corner by the dresser? In your slippers? Why are we still talking about it? You still have yet to even begin, it sounds like. This is a child. This is a child. You get it. He's like a man-child who's gotten drunk, peed on the floor on the corner of his dresser. What are we doing? Yeah, okay. Gosh, see what I'm saying? See what these girls are dealing with. That's insane. Okay, this next one is wild. I can't even fathom this happening to me. Like what it would feel like emotionally. So he cheated on her and she broke up with him and she left him like this voicemail trying to express herself while she was emotional. And this is what he did. Let's hear it for the man of the year.
On the phone, you really hurt my feelings, and because I really liked you, you know. Hurt my feelings, hurt my feelings, hurt my feelings.
Man, okay. No, I'm sorry. That's crazy. That is crazy. My feelings, my feelings. Next up in the Olympics, we have this poor baby. He just needs a chore chart. If you did a chore chart, he would have cleaned. But since you didn't do a chore chart, he's not going to. Let's hear it for the man of the year.
Saying you were supposed to do is that how you think it's gonna get done?
No, so you tell me how it's gonna get done.
Stop doing.
I already said okay. You don't need to yell at me like this anymore.
So stop it.
Okay, I already said okay.
No, because you don't.
Great.
You're gonna go to bed and then ignore everything that happened tonight. Now you seem to not respond unless I'm fucking yelling at you.
You seem to not respond unless I'm effing yelling at you.
So that doesn't mean that because we didn't get the chore chart tomorrow, that the next day you're gonna harass me because you wanted the vacuuming being done. That means you're gonna get your fucking lazy ass up out of bed and you're gonna go to Dollarama and you're gonna get a fucking chore chart and you're gonna actually put some progress into doing something.
Who's fucking lazy ass? Ooh. You need to go out and do all of this work to get a chore chart to set all this up for me because I'm a big ass baby and I can't just run the fucking vacuum like you just asked me to do to help. Instead, I have to belittle you. I have to convince you that actually you don't execute any of the plans and things you say because you would have gotten a chore chart, okay? And so I'm going to need to see a little bit more commitment and ambition from you in this area. Like, just run the hoops. Listen, nobody should talk to you this way. No one should talk to anyone this way. This man is emotionally stunted. And he deserves the male loneliness epidemic that he is about to endure when smart females dump his ass. And it's in that place, maybe he'll be able to learn and grow and evolve. I do want to watch this last one, which is also pretty toxic. And when you go to this trend on TikTok right now, this is the type of thing that you're going to see as like all of the top ones. They're like horrendous men. Here's this true, piece of shit. Let's hear it for the man of the year.
Believe it or not, I can beat the fuck out of you whenever I want. You please just listen. I can do whatever I want you. Stop.
What did you say?
So if you can't hear what he's saying, they're clearly in bed. She's laughing like they were having a positive conversation. And then he says, just so you know, I can literally beat the fuck out of you whenever I want. And her face instantly is shocked. And then she, says, no, we're done. And what a healthy, quick boundary to set. So honestly, this isn't even the bare minimum Olympics material anymore. This is just straight up disqualifying. Threatening someone, that's not a joke. Okay, so last up we have, if he wanted to, he would. This started as a genuinely good advice trend. Don't make excuses for people who don't try. But on TikTok, it's had, let's just say, a journey. Some people use it to justify asking for outlandish displays of affection, like if he wanted to buy you a castle, he would. So it's become both an empowering boundary setting tool and a bit of a meme about unrealistic expectations. But at its heart, there is wisdom in it. It says, watch what someone actually does, not just what they promise. I'm gonna play this one in its entirety because I've seen a lot of this type of sentiment towards this. And I have thoughts. So I'll play this clip for you too.
They say if he wanted to, he would, but I don't subscribe to that idea. If he wanted to, he could. If he wanted to, he should, even, but that doesn't mean he will. You might be the first thought in his mind when the sun rises and the last when he closes his eyes at night, but he might never tell you that. He might leave you wondering, questioning if it's all in your head, and even though it isn't, you'll never know. He might want more than anything to open up his heart, but his heart's desire to remain closed might win out on that battle. He might want to ask you to be his Valentine in the most romantic way he can think, one that puts a 90s rom-com to shame, but he might never ask. He might leave you hoping that he does until February 14th comes and goes and you sit alone in your room with no heart-shaped chocolate or boombox proclamations of love. He might want more than anything for you to be his Valentine, but his fear of the larger implications might keep the heart-shaped chocolate on the shelf and the boombox in his garage. If he wanted to, he could, absolutely. I'd go as far as to say he should, but that doesn't mean he will, and that doesn't mean he has to. As much as he wants to be a boy asking a girl to love him, he is also a boy living life for the first time. A boy unsure of himself, just like anyone. A boy desperate to not make the wrong choice. He could and he should, but maybe he won't, and that's okay. One boy will buy the overpriced chocolates and dig out the boombox just for you on February 14th, but that doesn't mean he wanted to do it any more than the boy who didn't. There's plenty of things you wanted to do but never did. Plenty of things you wanted to say but kept unsaid, because at the end of the day, we're all humans living life for the first time. If we want to, we could and we should, but that doesn't mean we will, and that is okay.
Now, this poem challenges the whole if he wanted to, he would idea. It argued that maybe he did want to, but he was scared, or he didn't know how, or he wasn't ready. And that's fair. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. It still means he wanted something else more. He wanted something else more. Maybe he wanted safety. Maybe he wanted to avoid rejection. Maybe he wanted to avoid looking weak or desperate or vulnerable. Maybe he just wanted to stay comfortable and not step outside of his comfort zone. Whatever it was, that was the stronger want. In real life, priorities are revealed by your actions. People lie, both intentionally and unintentionally. Actions don't. Stop giving these men your years when they are loudly letting you know that they don't care or want it enough.
Their behavior is telling you the truth. Mm-hmm. Their behavior is telling you what they care about and what their priorities are. And if their behavior is telling you that your needs are not a priority, you have to let them reveal that. You make the ask, and then the person doesn't do it. And then you start making excuses and resentment builds. And you stay in something, seeing exactly who someone is, wishing they would change, living up here in your mind about the fantasy of what you wish this was, refusing to accept the reality of what it actually is.
Exactly. I won't wait around hoping that he'll choose me over his fear or his ambition or his freedom. Because wanting me has to be bigger than wanting to avoid the work of showing up. When I say if he wanted to, he would, I'm not talking about luxury trips, flower walls at the Ritz. I'm talking about showing up, being consistent, communicating, caring about your feelings. taking responsibility, building trust. If he wants a healthy relationship, he'll act like someone who wants a healthy relationship. And if he doesn't, well, that tells you everything that you need to know. At the end of the day, you deserve someone who will show up, who communicates, who wants to build something real, not someone who's just convenient or charming when it's easy. If you're watching this and thinking, okay, Andriana, maybe it's time I get clear on what I actually want, then good. That's the whole point. I hope that this helped you see some red flags a little bit sooner, or at least feel less alone if you have been there. And if you're like me, a millennial or a Gen Xer or older, and you didn't realize this was happening, I hope you reach out and like remind your Gen Z friends. Oh my God, what is wrong with you? Anyways, remind and just check on them. See how they're doing. Remind them that they are worth not settling for childish men. And also, if you want more of this kind of a conversation, but slower, calmer, less YouTube-y, I write a newsletter called You Needed This. It's my invitation to pause once a week, think about what matters, actually define those core values, and to get really intentional about the life that you're living by cultivating routines of rest. Do you have routines of rest in your life? Because you should. So if that sounds good, the link is in the description. If you liked this video, would you please hit the like and subscribe if you haven't already, and tell me in the comments which of these trends hit hardest for you, or if you're feeling really brave, share your own dating horror stories. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.